Here's how you can relive a good time over and over again. See it, big as life in full color slides. The newest, smartest way to take color slides is with a stylish Kodak Signet 40 camera. You'll wear it proudly everywhere you go. Just aim, focus, snap. It's as easy as that. Exciting action shots, eye-catching close-ups, beautiful scenes, indoors or out, day or night. You can take them all in rich, beautiful color. The Kodak Signet 40 is the smartest color slide camera you can buy, yet it costs only $74 or as little as $7.50 down. Other fine Kodak color slide cameras range in price from $31.50 to $175. Ask your dealer about easy terms, and remember, when your camera is made by Kodak, you know it's good.
The light's still green.
Wait a minute, Mary. Let's not cross yet.
Well, why not, Jack?
Why not? By my gears and gaskets, Jack's right. Unless you saw the light come on, you just don't know how much time there is left to cross. So you wait for the amber, the red, and then cross at the beginning of the green light.
Who said that?
Look at him. He's acting as if the car were talking.
That's silly. Cars can't talk.
Well, boil my radiator. That's the trouble with people, Jack. They say something can't be so just because they never heard of it before. You can tell Rag I'm not the biting kind, Mary.
It really can talk.
How did you know our names?
It's no problem when a fella gets around as much as I do, especially since I watch for you every day.
Why do you watch for us?
Well, let's say I enjoy watching you learn and put into practice the rules of safety. Just yesterday, I saw you two at the safety demonstration on the school grounds. Remember?
You saw us then?
That's right, Mary. I was sitting across the street at the time, watching and listening, and I might add, enjoying every minute of it. You know, I was mighty pleased that when the instructor asked a question, you two were as quick as a hot spark plug with the answers. Just watching you learning the signs and rules of traffic and pedestrian safety made my carburetor skip a jump. Yes, sir. I felt like tooting my horn when I saw that you remembered those rules when you came to this intersection.
Well, we've learned the traffic lights are put up for our own protection.
Of course, they're kind of protection.
That's right. Can you two tell me some of the other safeguards you see around you every day?
Oh, there are lots of them.
Sure. Let's see. Traffic laws are very important. And how about policemen and crossing guards?
Drivers' hand signals often help us.
Crosswalks at street corners help to protect us. Another is safety islands in busy streets.
And don't forget school safety patrols.
I think the important thing to remember is that people on foot must be just as alert as people in cars, even with these safeguards to help us.
Maybe even more so, Jack, because sometimes the driver is careless.
You two are hitting on every cylinder. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to expect too much protection from these safeguards?
How do you mean?
Well, one example is the crosswalk. Some people seem to think those white lines on the pavement are fences. But that isn't the case at all. Those lines only serve as an added safety measure. It's necessary that you watch for cars even though you are in a crosswalk. Some drivers don't stop soon enough and get over the line. That's why you have to keep your eyes open whenever you're around traffic. At unmarked intersections where there aren't any crosswalks or guards or traffic signs, you have to be especially careful.
You know, that was one of the first things we learned at school.
We also learned in class that the most dangerous time is after school hours and on days when we don't go to school.
I'd give my spare tire if everyone would remember that. You should see some of the things I see around this town. Why, it's enough to curl my fenders. With all the places there are to play, there are still plenty of boys and girls who take chances by playing in the streets. Another thing that raises my temperature is the person who suddenly darts out in the street from between parked cars. They sure wouldn't if they knew how hard it is for me to stop quickly.
I guess we've all forgotten the rules at one time or another. Not long ago, I had a close call that really taught me a lesson.
What happened, Jack?
Gives me the shivers just thinking about it. It was the day I left school early because I was sick. I was on my way home and feeling kind of woozy. I guess I wasn't paying much attention to where I was going. I found out in a hurry that's one time it pays to be extra careful.
I guess you can see now, Jack, why it's important that you keep perking on all cylinders all the time.
Yes, we certainly should keep alert all of the time. I know, because of something that happened to me last week. I was going to the store just before dinner time. I was in a hurry because I wanted to get back home in time to watch my favorite television program. I started to cut across in the middle of the block. I'll never do that again. The very next day, I had to go to the store again. And that time, I went to the corner and walked across at the intersection.
I noticed you said walked across at the intersection, Mary. Can either of you tell me why that's important?
I can answer that because I saw what can happen when you don't walk.
I know we've learned that when you run, there's a bigger chance of stumbling and falling. Is that what you saw happen?
Let me tell you about it. The other day, Freddie, he's one of my pals, was in a big rush to get home. He stumbled in front of a car and came pretty close to getting hit. Another time, a buddy of mine was crossing the street and wasn't watching where he was going. Boy, he was lucky the car was coming around the corner slowly, and he didn't get hurt. I also remember seeing Joan, one of Mary's girlfriends, as she found out there's more to remember than just walking across an intersection. The light was red and Joan should have waited, but when she looked both ways along the curving road and didn't see any cars coming, she started across the street against the signal. She had to change her mind in a hurry.
When I see foolish things like that, I almost blow a gasket. After all, people have to remember that a car's a big thing. You can see it, but that doesn't mean the driver can always see you.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
wake up.
Wake up to Tang.
Tang, the happy new breakfast drink you don't squeeze, unfreeze, or refrigerate. Yet it gives your family more of the vitamin C everyone needs every day. In fact, Tang gives you more vitamin C than the finest orange juice, fresh or frozen. More vitamin A, too. And Tang is so much easier to fix. Watch. Ice-cold water in a juice glass, plus 1 rounded tablespoon of Tang. Stir, and instantly you have delicious Tang. Everyone loves its sunny, wide-awake flavor. Tang tastes fresh because you make it fresh each morning. You get more flavor, plus more vitamin C and A than even the freshest orange juice. Look for the jar with the orange-colored cap at your grocer's now. And every morning, wake up to Tang.
T-A-N-G.
You're watching Sleepcore, media for insomnia.
Hello there. Friends, here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even though you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Now, thousands can tell you that the calometric reducing formula is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. This package includes the Wonder 10-Day Diet that lets you eat 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, and even includes a jog for your willpower. And yet you take only 3 calometric tablets per day. And now here's that sensational free offer I was going to tell you about. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets, a certified $3.50 value, when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. That's a $7 value for only $3.50, a 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Just send in this calometric box top with your name and address, and your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. So don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free post-page envelope and get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets absolutely free. Friends, believe me when I say don't wait. Act right now.
How times have changed. But there's no denying the Old West has certainly left its mark. Why, some cars are still using that 100-year-old suspension system you saw on that stagecoach. They're called leaf springs, and you see them on other cars, but certainly not on the 1959 Chevrolet. Here, you'll find a big coil spring at every wheel, just like the ones on the highest priced cars. Now, these springs explain why Chevrolet's ride is smoother and superior to the stagecoach type of leaf springs. But of course, that's only one example of how really new Chevrolet is. Here's something else a competitor hopes you will do without. A rear-facing seat. It's roomier and far more comfortable than a wagon with a third seat jammed in as an afterthought. And notice, too, with Chevrolet, there's only one tailgate to close. There's nothing flapping around up here to rattle. And Chevrolet's rear window can be operated in 3 ways on this Kingswood wagon. By turning this key, by pressing a button on the inside near the seat, or turning the instrument panel switch. But the big point I'd like to make is this. Whether you're interested in a wagon or a regular passenger car, don't settle for anything that's old-fashioned, because in the long run, it'll be worth less when you trade it in. Chevrolet is modern in design, modern in features. That's why more people are buying Chevrolets again this year than any other car. If you know anybody who is thinking of buying a new car, suggest to him that he see a Chevrolet dealer, and he'll thank you for it.
Does Mr. Donald Blair live here?
Here.
Thanks.
Emily,
What is it, Don?
a nice telegram from your Aunt Prue.
Oh, read it to everybody.
Dear Emily and Don, that's us. Congratulations on moving into your new home. I'm sure it will be the fulfillment of your dreams. Love, Aunt Prue and Uncle Ed.
Isn't that nice?
The fulfillment of your dreams. That's what it is, all right. A new home, everything that goes with it. A wonderful location. Swell neighbors. A new brick schoolhouse going up down the street. A modern shopping center right nearby. Everything you need, right at your fingertips. There you are, Dougie. You know, for a long time, Emily and I didn't think we could swing a house. We were afraid we couldn't afford it. And also, we were trying to find a location close enough to my work. And we were afraid, too, that we wouldn't get a house that was substantial. You know, a real good investment. Oh, there are so many things you have to be sure of. You see that young couple over there, Jim and Sally Miller? Oh, they're swell folks. They've been looking for a house now for about a year. And I certainly hope they don't give up trying. Because, believe me, it's worth all the effort you put into it.
You're not ready to leave yet, are you?
Look, what's your rush? Why don't you stick around?
Oh, we'd love to, but we are going to be at Mother's at 6, and Jim and I were going to see a sample home over on West Drive.
Well, then you'll have to come right by here on the way back. Why don't you let Bobby stay with us for a while?
Good idea. I think Bobby's had his fill of house hunting anyway.
I don't know. He won't be too much trouble, Willie.
Sure, Bobby's no trouble.
Of course not.
Well, come on, Sal. We're off.
Oh, we'll see you in a little while, then. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
Listen, thanks so much, both of you, and I wish you all sorts of happiness in your new home.
Yeah, same here, and thanks. This has been some barbecue. And I can see who's going to be doing the cooking from now on.
Never mind about that. You're next around here, you know, and I expect an engraved invitation when you move into your new home.
Oh, what makes you think we'll ever have a new home?
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wasn't it a nice party?
Oh, it sure was. It was a wonderful party.
So happy for them. Don't they have a beautiful home, Jim?
Well, they certainly do. Wish we had one like it.
And now, folks, you know the old saying, there's no place like home. Well, the fact is, more and more people are starting to say there's no place like a Waverly Hills home. Why not see for yourself? Visit these outstanding brick homes located in the beautiful Westmont suburb. Here you get the biggest home, the smartest styling, the finest custom construction. Plus a great many extras never before offered at such a low price. Come out today. Luxurious rail ceramic tile bath. Attractive, fully landscaped lot.
Wait a minute. Let's turn that radio back on.
Why?
Now, just a minute.
Sample home open today till 9 p.m. 1 mile north of Route 72 on Bel Air Boulevard. Take left fork at the light and go 3 blocks. Visit us today and prove to yourself that there's no place like a Waverly Hills home.
Well, what do you say, honey? Shall we try that one instead? It's not far from here.
I don't know, Jim. They didn't say how much.
Well, let's look anyway. After all, you never know.
That's true. You never know till you've looked. The Millers can tell you. They've followed plenty of leads that led nowhere since the day they started looking for a house. It was about 4 months ago in the morning. Funny thing about wanting a house, how it hits some young couples all of a sudden. They'll be going along just fine, like Jim and Sally Miller. Have a youngster maybe, or one on the way. Apartments are a little cramped, but they're used to it. They know everybody on the floor. The neighborhood's home to them. The way they look at it, a house is something you buy someday, when your ship comes in. Then one morning, you get up. Maybe you open your closet door and a hat box smacks you in the face. Or maybe Betsy Robertson from apartment 5B comes running in to tell you they bought a house. Well, that's a surprise. You know the Robertsons quite well. Never thought they were ready for a house any more than you. Suddenly, you both start talking at once. After all, if the Robertsons can afford a house, you rush to the real estate ads, impulsive as all get out. It looks so simple. A month, 2 months, you'll be in your own home. Well, the first house was nice, but there wasn't enough closet space. Anyway, you're not crazy about the style. You see another house. It's out of your price range. You're still enthusiastic, but you're beginning to realize you can't go out and buy a house overnight. It's going to take time and thought. When you get down to it, buying a house is one of the really major decisions of your life. You don't want to make a mistake. And so the hunt continues. For the Millers, it meant days of following up ads, talking to builders, visiting sample homes. And by the time they had looked for 3 months, they had a pretty good idea what they wanted. And a pretty good idea, too, what they didn't want. They wanted a substantial house, a good investment, and they didn't want a lot of upkeep. Besides a good location, they wanted a modern home with a touch of luxury, but they knew what they could afford to pay. And so they looked, and looked, and looked. But nothing seemed quite right. Here they are, the day of our barbecue, out following up another lead.
Look for another sign, honey. We must be near Waverly Hills now.
I am. Oh, isn't that a lovely house?
Signs, honey?
I know, Jim, but that's just the kind of house we want. Hey!
What? What's the matter?
That's it. That's the house. It's the Waverly Hills model house. See the sign? Isn't it wonderful? Jim, I have a feeling that this is going to be it.